Hello, people. Gonna put a bit of music on until time runs out. Let's go. Start the day with a good one. Yeah, man. Ready? Yes. Now for you. Wicked. Yes, yes, I got my main man jumping on. Awesome. Here we go, my guy. Boom. Oh, gosh. I just realised I'm not even dressed. Sheesh. I'm dressed, but not with decent stuff. Turn this music off. Got Mr. Holden official, hopefully going to be jumping on. The guy who got me where I was today, even though he says he didn't, but he did. Where you at, big man? Yes, yes, I see him.
What's the crack, mate? Hope you're keeping
Hey,
well.
I got you as a guest on my channel.
Yep, yep. I just seen you there, and I had a bit of free time, and I was like, "Do you know what? I'm just gonna jump on and reciprocate what you done for me." Do you know what I mean?
Shut up, lad. Oh, I can't even. No, please don't say that you did. You did. You and you got me to where I was today. So don't even say you didn't. You did. Let's
No,
just agree
man.
to
Listen,
disagree.
you had a lot of support from other people. I done very little for you, like
Yeah, yeah, but you got me on the platform. So stop now. Or me and you're going to be fighting on 3D Fight Club, all right? Stop it. I'm already off the top. Every time I go to do a random live, he's doing one.
Who?
Drop me.
Oh, Jockney. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like Jockney.
that's spontaneous,
Jockney's a good sport.
isn't it? Yeah, I love his channel.
Yeah. Um,
I go on.
what do you think about last night then, with the whole DECA situation?
I missed it all, mate. I went to bed early because I was so exhausted. I had to clean my garden up. What happened?
So he's basically showed up and he says he's going to show an acro, but he showed like a police certificate again, where it just shows you his convictions. It doesn't show you his allegations. And
How long, man?
it's like, man, we've seen this before over and over and over again. That's not what people are asking for. People are asking to see your sort of all the allegations that's been made against you. But what I don't understand is, mate, is that he's already spoke about allegations that are on this, right?
Yeah.
But basically, there's probably more on it than what he's saying, so that's why he's not showing it.
Of course it is, mate. I mean,
What's your view?
Do your dad's stuff, yeah? It makes common sense. If and you're on YouTube, got a lot to lose, but that's not the part of you. You would be out there posting it on every channel and everything. Do you know what I mean?
100%, mate. I would be.
Got
100%.
Dino out there, you know what I mean? Dino literally said it's on site. Now, to someone like him saying that, I'd be going, boom, there you go, there's your lot. But what did he do? He made a mockery of Dino as well, and all of us. You yourself.
I wouldn't even take Dean Lynch word to say that to me, right? No, I'm not saying any disrespect to Dean or Dougie or any of them boys, but
no, you say what you want to say, bro.
I would say the general public's opinion of me while I'm on a public platform would mean more than random people like Dean and Dougie, because it would be the people like you, all the women that are coming in to watch me. I'd be like, right, these people need proof that I'm not what these people are saying I am. Sure, like Dean and Dougie backed him to the hilt. They had him. They backed that man, and then says, right, provide me paperwork, like I did, and he didn't.
Nope. As soon as he didn't, they dropped him like hot rock. Do you know what I mean? Because they're good guys.
Yeah.
People coming down to me. All right, I don't know. Like you known them a few months. You know my relationship with them all. You know. So like I said with all this YouTube wars, I am going to stay totally neutral. Even with the Johnny Woodsman thing, I'm totally neutral until they come to me. When they come for me, then that's fine. But I'll just ignore it anyway. But yeah.
See Johnny Woodsman. See Johnny, right? This is what I don't get about Johnny, right? I watch a few of his things, right? But I haven't really been watching too many lately. But there's a couple of things I don't get. I posted a video about a guy called Cain Velasquez. He was an ex-UFC fighter, heavyweight champion, Mexican heavyweight fighter, right? And
jump in, Eddie.
Cain Velasquez basically is in prison now because there was somebody that was doing bad things to one of his child relatives. They're only 4 years of age, and he hunted this guy down, right? With this ties into Johnny Woodsman. What do you hear, right? He hunted this guy down who done bad things over 100 times to his child relative, right? And he basically shot at the car, and he shot the guy's father-in-law in the arm, which he shouldn't have done. He should have just beat the shit out of the guy. But Johnny Woodsman, I titled the video "Nonce Pedophile Root," right? Johnny Woodsman came on and says tasteful. So basically, I forget what he actually said, but he says it wasn't right that I called your guy a nonce. I was like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what are you talking? He is. That's what he is. He's a dirty, disgusting predator. Why would you? Out of everything in that video, I said you picked out the title of a man that abused a child more than 100 times, and you're saying that it's distasteful that I called somebody a nonce that is a nonce. It's just I just don't get people on YouTube, mate. I swear to God, it's just I don't understand them.
I can't work him out, mate, because like he must be a proper troll, because some days he's nice, some days he's totally out of order. I just don't know what to do anymore. I know my own personal feelings on him, but you know, it's weird, bro. I just can't work the guy out.
If he's not a troll, right? If he's not a troll, okay, everybody should apologize, right? See, to be honest with you, right? I actually don't care. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
that comment he made to me, like that I mentioned to you, is like, what does he say? People got to realise this. I don't give two Fs. Like, you say what you want to me because I've had worse said about me. But yeah, he said something like, "Oh, Ronan's body merchant" or something. And I laughed. You know, it's funny, man.
Yeah.
Paying me that much attention, fair play. So I bet he subscribed to me.
But it's obvious what he done. He obviously didn't watch my video and the context of what I was talking about. And whenever I see a comment where he's saying it's distasteful that I called somebody a nonce that's actually a nonce, then it just shows he didn't watch the video, and he just wrote a comment because he without actually looking into the video. It's like, mate, you're letting yourself down a bucket full here, like, do you know what I mean? A bucket full. Why are you doing that shit? Like,
look at when he punched his laptop, wasn't it? When you and Master Detective were on. Dude.
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, mate, right? So let's say it was 4 o'clock in the morning. He just woke up. He was frustrated, and he was rambling a bit, and he wasn't getting to any points. And the Master Detective pointed this out in a straight down the right way.
I was saying it myself. I could see Master Detective doing a little like wigglers, like getting wound up. Jump in then, dear, on that. And yeah, when he said that, that's when Johnny just lost it. Someone gave it to him straight. And
that's not my intention. I wanted Johnny to come on, say his put, and for me to go, okay, fair enough. You're right, mate. I was wrong. I'd hold my hands up. But he didn't. He just came on. He babbled. He wasn't getting to any points, and he got called out, and it got angry and smashed his laptop. So, do you know what I mean? I'm not in control of him. He's in Thailand. I didn't make him do that. The Master Detective didn't make him do that. He done that himself. But it is what it is. Like,
you and Master Detective afterwards, it's so funny because you're you. You know, you give people the floor. You give people a chance, like you did that night. And like, yeah, I respect that. I couldn't have done it, but yeah, MD, fair play, bro. But I commented, I think, on it, and Johnny was like a politician that night, just avoiding all the answers, like getting to something else.
I don't think it was so much that. I'm gonna back him up here a little bit, right? Just a tiny little bit, because I think if I'm gonna call a spade, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, right? He woke up, he seen my live, he jumped on when he shouldn't have, and he left himself in a vulnerable state where he wasn't able to answer questions because he was just awake. We do realise that he has a problem with opioids or drugs, so you know what I mean. So I'm not back him up, but I'm saying, look, he shouldn't have came on. He should have came on fresh at a certain time whenever he was sort of not 100%. Just awake. And then he could have answered all the questions. And maybe he could have said something that I would have went, you know what, Johnny, fair play, dead on, mate. That's fine. But, you know, going on this tirade.
Anything.
Yeah. It's weird, mate. It's weird.
Yeah. God. But, bro, seriously, I'm trying not to stick back there, but it's impossible and it's everywhere. But, yeah, mate. Yeah. I came along, just like you were saying, like when basically he fucking groomed you, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? Right. And then I tell you, when I came along was just before he produced that piece of shit, and you came on and you said to him straight, you've done a video where he was like, Decca, if you come out as blah 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 or you don't produce it, I'm fucking you off. That's where I first come across you. I thought, who's this guy then?
Was Decca? Yeah, listen, it's very disheartening with Decca because at the beginning I considered Decca a friend. I 100% believed it was a trolling campaign, and it was very silly for me to, you know, it was very silly for me to not look into all forms of media to find out exactly what was being said about him. I didn't, and it was only after the podcast that I started doing my sort of due diligence in the situation, as Paddy Conroy says, due diligence. When I looked into the situation, I realised, well, hold on. He has had loads of opportunities to clear his name, and if anything, he's deviated from every opportunity and worked around it instead of just hitting it head on. And that, to me, that isn't the sign of an innocent man. one, like if that was me, I wouldn't have somebody thinking about thinking something like that about me
Well,
for
I'll
1
tell this
second.
now, right, it's part of my, it's in my, hey, I'll tell you something, yeah, it doesn't matter, but I was once accused of that, yeah, with my daughter when she was a baby. It was only a remark made by someone, but people ran with it, yeah.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, I phoned social services straight away, got the baby checked, like everything. Do you know what I mean? Because I would never check daughter's nappy because of them sort of reasons, and I felt awkward, like, you know. So my ex used to do it. Yeah, so they
Right.
came out one day that I'd supposed to have done that, and I done the thing I should have done. Went straight to social services, called them out, done a check, everything, proved innocent. Do you know what I mean? But that could have destroyed me. But do you know what I mean?
The thing about it is, right, it's a very weird thing. I think it's whatever group that you're involved in, because I've never in my whole, I know of one man who's been accused of something to do with a woman, right? And he was totally innocent, right? But he learned from that situation, and he never put himself in that situation again with maybe somebody.
Yeah.
You know, he was into the party life. He was into people. He was going to house parties with people that maybe weren't the best, and we were there that night, and he didn't do it. He wasn't. He was in the house with us, and it went to court. But the thing about it is, that never happened to him again. He's never been in that situation again. If he was, then I would say, well, hold on, mate, what is going on here? You can give a man one thing, but if you don't learn from that one incident, then there's something. There's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. How you doing, Master Detective lad?
All good. How's everyone?
I'm
good,
glad. I'm happy. I'm good.
How are you, mate?
Still living. Don't know if that's a
Still.
good thing.
Hey, that book is wicked.
I'm gonna get my headphones here.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Master Detective, bro. That book. Is he there? Can you hear me, lad?
Yeah, I'm still here. It was just crackling a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Actually, hang on. Let me try my headphones in here a minute. Ugh, I haven't tried using headphones in here. Ugh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Is that clearer or worse?
Yeah. Maybe it's just probably my fucking earphones. Anyway, doesn't
I
matter.
don't know. That's right. It's all right. I'll do this one. Oh, wow. Do you know what? I wasn't expecting it to be us for this morning. That's awesome. That is wicked.
There's a overlap. There's an overlap of sound.
There you go. I'll keep it like that. Is that all right? Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mate.
I can hear. All I'm hearing is like a delay in the sound. That's it better now. That's it better now. That's good. That's it better.
It's your
There's
stuff.
no echo. So,
Are we
Master Detective,
doing that tomorrow?
what's wrong?
What's that?
What have you been up to?
Tomorrow night?
Yeah, I've been all right. I've been nothing. Just I'm in the process of looking at that. You know the cartoon movie, The Soul.
No.
No.
What is it?
I'm in the process. Well, I'm in the process of uploading something that. So I went through the movie, and I just done my little take on what it was all about. And I would rate that at the same level as The Matrix and The Truman Show. It's a fucking good movie.
Oh, right.
It tells you a lot. It tells you a lot.
See lately, right? See, when it comes to like movies and stuff, right? I've been watching a lot of movies about different things, right? And I'll watch that when you upload it, but it's like are movies propaganda too? Because if you look at some movies, even like The Matrix, The Truman Show, it's like, is that like sort of like propaganda in itself? To sort of, because obviously people are going to start thinking, "Fuck, am I in The Truman Show? Is The Matrix real?" Do you know what I mean? Is that like a sort of a deviation from the truth itself? Do you know what I mean? Does that make
Well, I
sense?
mean,
Yeah.
the trouble is you can never put the truth out in its full form, and you can never put the you know the falsehood out in its full form. It has to be mixed.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same with the left and the right. You know, that mentality of are you a left brain or are you a right brain, or are you a lefty or righty? You know, it's this leaning to the dualistic aspects of life. We're not meant to be that. We're meant to be totally in the middle, and it is our process in order to find like similar to the darkness inside us. Like you know, we've got that shadow side that a lot of us suppress it. We don't face it. We don't embrace it. We don't marry it, if you want to call it that. You know, and this is marrying the conscious mind with the subconscious mind, and this is what the media attacks, is the subconscious mind, because what happens is that's where most of your control comes from.
Yeah, like if you even look, I know it's a bit different, but if you even look at the situation with Ukraine at the minute and the Ukrainian situation, like people don't realize that there's other wars going on the planet right now, except they're not being publicized. Like Yemen was bombed. There's wars going all around the world, like North Korea. People, do you know what I mean? The people are starving. That's never televised. Why is it not on the news 24/7 with the North Koreans being starved? Because it doesn't benefit people. If you look at the oil prices,
Go on, you carry on, but I want to ask something to you guys in a minute about that.
you know, like look at the oil prices. I made a video, right, and it was about the oil prices. Do you think for 1 second, like money does talk, right, 100%? Do you think for 1 second that we would be declining oil from Russia, if it didn't benefit the oil tycoons or the politicians? So basically, what people used to do years ago, this is what drug dealers used to do, right? They used to make a drought, right, and then at the end of the drought, they would bring out the weed or the drugs, and they would sell it for double the price, so they would make double the money. And I see this as like the same situation where they're starving the people of what they're used to, and then when all that stuff comes back, they can charge double for it. Inflation goes high, they make double the profits. They know people still have to drive. You're going to fill up your fucking car regardless. They're going to make double the profits because for the past 2 years they've lost their money because of C-19. If you look at the whole situation with Ukraine, like it's obvious that Vladimir Putin's an absolute fucking arsehole. He needs to be took out. But there's both wrongs. You have the America saying they're going to set up base in Ukraine, sort of pushing the hand of Putin to go into the Ukraine. And then when he does it and he invades Ukraine, because he's a fucking psychopath. It's like they know exactly what they're doing. They're all working for the pharmaceutical companies and the oil tycoons. And the people in the middle, the people in the middle at the bottom of the pyramid have to pay double, triple for everything now because the politicians can't get their shit together. Do you know what I mean? It's for me, it's so clear what's going on. But then you have people watching the BBC News day in, day out, and it's just fear, 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 fear. There's fucking wars going on all over the world right now. If they wanted the Ukrainian war to stop, they would send in NATO, send in America, and it would be done like that. But they don't want to do that because they're making lots of profit out of this, you see, because war is money in every way, shape, or form.
Saying that, it's the same with like now. Look, they won't impose an what's it called? You know, no fly zone over Ukraine, and wonder why. You know, they can just go look. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. Right, India has the biggest military in the world. It's got something like 4 million boots on the ground soldiers. Right, America has something like 2 million. Right, Russia has 160,000 soldiers. Right, Russia is a big country, but it has a lot of power because it does control a lot. But see if America really wanted to stop this, they could stop it. See if the West wanted to stop it, they could stop it. The reason why they're not stopping it, is because they're making so much money out of this. Fuel prices are skyrocketing.
Inflation. When inflation goes up, we suffer, but the politicians don't. They make money. It's $1 trillion industry working the public this way, and it's so clear to me what's going on.
Right, let me ask you two a question, yeah? Because you're an MD, you're awesome about this sort of stuff, right? My opinion on Kim Jong-un. No one's seen him since he's supposed to have died, right? Maybe what's happened? You know, he would have been the first person, surely, to go on camera and be like,
well,
yes.
What do you hear? Kim Jong-un, right? North Korea, from a satellite at nighttime, is black. They don't have electricity.
Yeah.
The country's bordered by an electric fence. If you try to leave it, if you're a defector of North Korea, they stick a bullet in your head and they throw you in the street. In North Korea, there are people. It's a communist dictator society where they're starving. They don't get anything to eat. And see if there's like an earthquake in North Korea, they don't run out to save themselves. They run and they fill their bellies full of food first if they're working in a kitchen, because they don't want to die hungry, because to die hungry is terrible. So he's killing their people. The reason why the West doesn't get involved is because China supports North Korea. And what does China do? China has a lot of assets in America, basketball teams, baseball teams, football teams. So if China backs them, America backs them, and they say fuck all about it. The difference between Russia is an enemy to America because of the Cold War and stuff like that. So it's
But one more point there is,
enemy.
do you think he's actually dead? Because there's been no footage of him.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because essentially it doesn't matter if he's dead, because essentially what North Korea is basically poppy fields for heroin, which is ran by China. You see, for me, North Korea is just a puppet state of China. They use that for heroin and drugs and whatever else is going on there. So it doesn't matter who's in power there. China owns North Korea. China facilitates North Korea and the starvation of those people.
It's just what I'm getting.
Nobody says a thing about it.
He was doing all them missile tests and everything, and then we got told he was in like health problems, and he hasn't been heard from since. And I think personally that's to do with his. They don't want him to the people to know he's dead, because you know what's going to happen.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kim Jong-un is just a puppet. He's a robot. He's Yes, he's a big leader.
From him, like
I get no. He does. For instance, like they have the Bible over there, except without it's not Jesus. It's Kim Jong-un. There was nothing before him, before his family's lineage. They're told.
Do you know?
Well, he wasn't as bad, but he was still a bad bastard. Like he was. They were all bad. It's a communist dictator. See, when somebody says somebody's a dictator and they live in a communist society, you know that's really, really bad. That's why I get very angry when you have communists in this country that are very vocal and they're like, communism is the way. I can maybe understand socialism, but they're saying communism is the way, more government control. We'll give you this, you don't have to work. And you're thinking to yourself, these people should go and live in North Korea or Cuba for fucking, for a couple of years and then come back. And then I'm sure they'll not have the same opinion. It's disgusting. But yet the West picks their enemy. The West picks their enemy, and they pick their enemy for a reason. There's wars going on that we can get involved with and stop all the fucking starvation, like North Korea. But they don't get involved because it doesn't benefit them. Because they're probably getting heroin from them. They're importing opium. Where do you think all your opium comes from? It comes from these places.
Well, exactly. Afghanistan, all them places, and North Korea, because that's where it grows. Look, so jeez, man, it's like that. That is worth more than the oil in it, really. Do you know what I mean? The procedure, man.
Two things that run this planet: drugs and oil. Right now, more so oil, because if the price of oil goes up, the price of everything goes up. Because how are things going to get to the shops if the price of oil is up? Because bread goes up, everything goes up, because the transportation of it goes up. So, and then the drugs, opium. If you look at the state,
heroin prices have gone up. Look, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? So if people need to realize this. These people, the Ukrainian people are being bombed, murdered, killed for fat cat politicians to line their pockets full of money. That's all it is. We know that Joe Biden is a puppet to China. We know all that. We know that. That's clear. You just have to look at his son's laptop to know certain things.
There's a nonce, wasn't he? Biden, is that right?
I don't know. I don't think he was outed, but he'll never be outed, even if he is. He'll never be. Even if he is, there's.
But like, I don't know. What are your feelings if Trump was involved right now? I think it'd be over by now, or it'd be worse. I don't know.
This is the thing, right? I watched the BBC for the first time the other day, and the first thing that was on, somebody was saying if Trump was in power, all this would within 6 months ago, Russia would have took over Ukraine. First and foremost, Donald Trump is an orange, overweight idiot, right? We know that, and he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist, and he's a bit of a psychopath himself, right? And it's all about him, me, right?
Well, he got banned from Twitter, didn't he, because of his rants?
But the reality is, the reason why Vladimir Putin is doing this is because there is a weak president in Joe Biden. Joe Biden doesn't know what day of the week it is. Joe Biden's
exactly.
Joe Biden's shitting his pants. That man's in a nappy. He doesn't even know he's president of the United States. He still thinks he's in the fucking Senate or something.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes a dickhead like Trump to go, nah, fuck that. Do you think, for one, I reckon if Trump was in power, NATO would have been involved by now, America would have been in, and this would probably be over and done with.
Yeah. Plus Putin had been friends that they both admitted that. You know what I mean? And it would have been sorted one way or another. But Trump wouldn't have. Biden's just a zombie, mate. That's what I call him. He's a zombie. He's just getting pennies until he gets off, and then that's his term done. And then people, I don't know. I reckon Trump. Well, I think Trump said he is going to try and run again for the next presidency, but
he'll probably win.
He will. Yeah, he will, and he knows it. See. So
you see, you have to look at the behavior of America, right?
Yeah.
They go from one extreme to the other. They don't have a healthy balance. They don't have they'll have a super right conservative, and then they go for a far left Joe Biden.
Yeah.
It's the need. You always need a healthy balance. There has to be somebody in the middle who knows the difference between right and wrong and does things for the people.
They've never had that, have they? I mean, Obama was sort of, but no, they've never. It's like, yeah, you're right. It's either been one or the other. No in between a lot.
I didn't mind Obama. I didn't mind him.
I actually didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't mind Obama. I think he done well.
But these people are all elites. This is elitist activity. This is elitist activity. All these people are elites. If you like them or not, it doesn't make a difference because they run nothing, right? They're at the middle of the pyramid. The presidents are at the middle of the pyramid. There's people at the top of the pyramid who control everything. Everything.
Yeah.
The Federal Reserve, where the money goes, you think you own things, you own nothing. You think you own a house, a car. All that leads back to the big banks. They own everything. You own nothing. So that's why when people say I'm buying a house, and you don't own that house, you're now a slave. You're now a slave to the system.
Well, yeah, because like you see, they can come and take it off you straight away. Look, you know what I mean? So yeah, you don't really own the house or own it or your car.
Think about it this way, right? Who's better off, right? A guy on the dole or DLA who's got a car paid for him and he's in a rented house that he'll never be kicked out of, and he's comfortable and he doesn't have to go to work, or a person who's every day goes to work, buys a house, struggles to put food on the table, inflation goes up, they can't feed their kids, they can't pay for childcare. Yeah. Who's actually better off? Because the guy on DLA or fucking the dole can go out and get a cash in hand job. That money isn't taxed. It's not going to the government. It's not feeding a fat cat, and that person's better off.
Yeah, it is. So, I'm much better off. I get my council tax paid. No, not my council tax. Bedroom tax because I've got a 2-bedroom place. And yeah, I'm sorry, but I am better off. But as you know, I can't. I'm not allowed to work anyway. Look, so
Yeah.
I would love to have a job by the end of my like getting me life sorted. But is there like I don't know how I'd manage, man. Don't know how I'd manage.
People, you see, yeah, that's what people aren't realizing. The system is corrupt. People think, oh, this is great. I can get this DLA and I can get this dole. That's amazing. But
Yeah.
it doesn't. That's not promoting. There should be benefits for people out there working. There should be people should be right. Well, for the
Yeah.
first 2 years of buying a house, what's your tariff on buying that house? Well, what we're going to do for you is the government should come in and help people buy a house and maybe promote buying houses, but they don't. They don't because they don't want. In my opinion, they're pushing more. Actually, I don't even want to say it because I could be wrong, but they're pushing more for like a socialist society. They have been doing it for years, but I could be wrong about that. It could just be the way the system's set up. But there should be benefits for people out there buying.
Doesn't it?
100%. Like if you're making under a certain amount and you're buying a house, I understand that there is benefits too for those people, but tax breaks and work, because at the end of the day, you have to feed your kids. That's the most important thing. Feeding your kids, not paying fucking the government thousands of pounds per year to keep some cunt sniffing coke up his nose. Like,
They
you know what I
could make it so much easier for people that work, because I hate that about the benefit bloody mess, like where they're saying, yeah, you should go out and get a job and da. It's hard for me, you know what I mean, when I've got a blooming screwed up back, screwed up head and everything. But
60 million a year, mate. 60 million a year, I think, is the not the limit, but what they spend on welfare. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I think maybe it's a bit more, but I heard a number something like 60 million. But it doesn't matter. See, even if it's 200 million, that is a penny to them. A penny. The benefits, they changed everything to universal credit, and I've seen people that run universal credit, and they were ruined. These people couldn't even feed themselves. They were absolutely destroyed.
So many of my friends as well, like some of them have actually had to turn to crime because that universal credit has screwed them up.
You're creating that's what I'm saying. These things create a black market, and it's little subliminal things that they do that actually, if you look at it for what it is, that they actually create black markets. Like take drugs, for instance. If you legalize all drugs and take the power out of the hands of the drug dealers and you put it into the hands of the working people, then what you're doing is you're taking away the black market. All the deaths and killings are gone, and that's regulated. The drugs are clean, and at the end of the day, people are going to still take drugs whether they're legal or not. So have it there for everybody to take.
Why do you think we haven't legalized cannabis yet? Because they can't tax it. Simple. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, they would legalize it because they can't work out a way. I think it was to tax it. That was the reason at one point, and then now I don't know what the excuse is now. But yeah.
We'll tax it like cigarettes. Sure, if you get a cigarette wrapped in a tobacco skin, right? It's a quarter of the price for a cigarette wrapped in paper, right? So have it like that. The strength of the THC into the cannabis could be taxed on the strength of it. It's not that hard to work out. They just don't want to work it out because there's more money in the black market than there is it being legal. Do you think the government are involved in the shipping of drugs? They're involved. The police are involved in it. Everybody's involved in it. It's just movies and society make you believe that there's good guys and bad guys. Yes, there is, but at the same time,
I mean, look in America, look, their crime rate has dropped so much, like because of them legalizing it. Do you know what I mean? As well, not just the crime rate, but other things. You know, the government's making money off it, and it's crazy.
Do you ever go up to the boats? Do you ever go up to the boats? Right. See, I know a few people that used to work in the boats, and whenever I was speaking to them, I thought it was going to be right. Every container's scanned or something. They've got technology that can scan these containers. Like, no,
nope,
we don't do that. It just comes in and it gets took away, and maybe the odd one gets checked, but it doesn't really get checked. So I says, right, so hold on. So the police aren't involved, the government is involved? No, not really. There's a bit of regulations here and there, but
not much. I got a friend that works on the docks, but he's the like unloader and stuff, and got another friend that takes the lorries off. Like, yeah, they said they
Yeah.
did no checks. Now and again, yeah, just but not much.
So if the government wanted to stop drugs, they could, but they don't because they make more money on the black market than they do, because that's untaxed money. Do you think that is the higher you go up the food chain in the drug world, it leads to legitimate people in the police and businesses, and these people are making more money off that because it's tax free, and you'll never know these people. You see all these movies with people being caught and stuff. Even the people in the movies, even Pablo Escobar is low level to a certain degree. It's the fucking feds, it's the police, it's the legitimate businesses that are filtering that money through their businesses and cleaning that money out, and that's basically how it's worked. The government don't give a fuck. They want to keep it illegal because they make more money when the drugs are illegal. It's as simple as that.
It's like what you were saying as well about dealers doing drugs. I've known dealers to do that. Do you know what I mean? They'll cut off for about a week or two, and then if they've got shit stuff, they'll put it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to have to shoot on here because I need to
Yeah,
get ready.
I'm going to go and visit my mum. I didn't mean to be on that long, but yeah, it's been wicked, lad. And
Right.
Master Detective, keep reading your book, mate. It's wicked.
The Masked Detective had to sit and listen to me rant there for about 25 minutes.
I know, yeah, but he's brilliant for that. I love him for that. He's wicked, man. He's wicked.
Oh, fuck.
I seen
Apologise,
you
man.
on Flying Monks, and you just sat there for ages.
The
I'm just
calm man.
observing, innit?
Yeah,
It's
but
like
you,
Processing everything, you know.
yeah, I know you do, mate. I know you do.
Because
yeah.
everyone, like, and it's no disrespect. I mean, everyone's got their opinions, but people like to talk about this and talk about that, and people forget that the bigger problem is not all these little bits and pieces in life. The bigger problem is actually the whole aspect of life, you know. So yeah, I like to listen to people talking about different subjects so that I can put my theory into it, you know.
When are you putting that movie up, Master Detective?
Oh, it's not. It's sort of just like a review of the movie, but
Oh,
there's quite a few.
Mate, because I'll look it up. I'll definitely watch that.
Well, it's not up there yet. It's called The Soul, and it's obviously it's from the movie The Soul. But I've got other ones that I'm in the process of doing, like Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty, the trilogy of Game of Thrones, and just trying to make people aware that there is there's it's very symbolic, even though it's entertainment. I mean, you can look at it in many ways. These movies, you can look at in many ways. But I said they have to hide the truth because they fuck around with your subconscious mind, you know.
Yeah. No, I love your content, brother. I love it. It's awesome.
That was very well said there at the end. They fuck around with your subconscious because they do. And you're right, you have to pick out the truth.
Yeah. They want.
Yeah, so that's why I sit around, and not that I call it people are like waffling or bollocks, because everyone's got an opinion. But I like to sit there, and the research that I've done, I like to see that what people are talking about, is there a bigger agenda than the agenda that people are talking about? Yeah. And to be honest with you, you've got the banks at the top, you've got the elites above them, and then you've got the unseen as well that they worship. So, I mean, it can only go to the unseen. And we are part of that unseen, obviously operating physical bodies, which people call an experience, you know?
I'll tell you what, I'll call you MD a sec, but yeah, I'll tell you what, Ronan's got my phone number. If any time you want to hit me up, man, just for a chat, just hit me up, man. So I'd love to, I want to pick your brains. You have to come on as a guest one day, so I just want to pick your brains because you fascinate me, bro. You really flipping do.
He's the man. He knows a lot of stuff.
Everything, the way he is, like, amazing, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. If you listen to the Masked Detective, and I always say, like, you know, it's always good to have different points of view. I try to listen to everybody, but there's definitely not everybody's right about everything, but there's definitely, you know, he's on to something. Like, he's on to something.
It's like,
Oh,
I mean, look, the thing is, like, some people work from the conscious part of the mind, and people will get it. You'll get a lot more attention. People want it spoon fed to them. But
yeah.
see, the way I work, I like to go deep into the subconscious mind and to
I've
help
noticed.
people try to clear that out. But that is the problem. No matter how quick you can put the information out there for people to get it, they're not going to get it, because when you go to the subconscious, you have to go deeper within your soul, and when people are listening to my stuff, they're like, oh fucking hell, man, this is so fucking boring and all that. They don't actually give it a try, and they're the people I call the sheeple.
Sheeple.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good one. I remember that.
Would you not?
No,
Would
when
you
I
not
first
agree?
started watching, yeah,
Sorry.
when I first started watching your content, and it did take me a few videos for me to get used to the way you describe things. But now I'm yeah, it's wicked.
Would you not agree, though, mate, the Masked Detective? Would you not agree that, just say, if you had 12 people listening to you, and they actually maybe 4 of those people understood what you were saying, and two people actually went ahead and subscribed to your channel and listened to you fully, and you done that every week, do you not think that those 2 people are worth more than somebody's 200 people who just tune in for drama?
Yeah, of course. But do you know what it is? Sometimes I only get 2 people. I've got like 950 something, and sometimes I only get 2 people, which is fair enough. Like, as long as I'm getting through to even one person. But the sad thing is that when you see this drama shit going on, which is totally uneducational, is totally taking you away from yourself. Hence why you will keep putting yourself back into this life. You will keep reincarnating. See, the thing is you have to understand that. So why are we here? This is usually a question that a lot of people ask themselves. Through the experience of life, you have to get to know yourself, and yourself isn't your identity; it's what's within. Now, that self, what people call soul, spirit, or whatever, if you don't find that within, deep within, not just, yeah, I've got a soul and yeah, the conscious, and you've got to go deep, then you've got a possibility of, when you get to that time of dying, that you can be tricked to enter that light in order to be reshoved back into the matrix again, have your mind wiped, or some people's mind wiped, and live the whole shit again. Because you got to think to yourself, none of us want to live in a world where there's war and famine and death and all this kind of stuff. And if we are creators of our reality, hence we're energy in scientific terms, and we create our own reality, this is not a reality I want, this earth.
No. See, this is what I mean. His mind it just blows me away, Bob. Seriously.
But are we being a wee bit too...
Think about it. If we can create our reality, because obviously everything is energy, are we living someone's reality? If we're living someone's prison reality, then is my reality out there somewhere that doesn't contain all this shit in this reality, and we're just trapped in it because we've been duped,
But is that we a product, but if you think about it this way, though, like, we're able to think about these things here, but if me and the Masked Detective were in Africa, and we grew up in Africa where people are just brutalized because they think the bloody sun god's going to give them money and they're killing their kids, in some parts of Africa, not all parts, would we have a different perspective? And if we came here, even though there's hardships here, these hardships would actually be, there wouldn't be anything to us, because we came from a different type of reality that they're living in a hellhole. So it's everything's perspective. Everything's perspective. We can come out. We have time to think about these things, about reality and stuff. Where in fact, there's people around the world living in their reality, which is absolute hell. So, it is perspective. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. But that leads me back to the point that we were speaking about a week ago, about there's nobody wrong. Everybody's reality is right. What you see through your own eyes at that moment is right. But I think what you're talking about, though, is the whole reality, everything mixed into one, the good, the bad, and the evil. I understand, but everybody has a different form of reality all around the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's a really good point. Mm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, yeah, in the physical reality, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like reality, if you think about it, isn't really this physical. Isn't this really isn't this physical realm? You know.
Mm.
But as I said, like, you know, I mean, it could just be the fact that we've been duped to play a game, call it the game of life. We could be
Yeah.
playing chess, you know, and we've just got to, you know, we've got to be up with the, you know, with the elites, if you like. Not
Yeah.
in the way of money, just in the way of the spiritual essence. Addressing this guy, Crosshatch or whatever, about doing my own content. I don't think many people understand that when I started that channel off, I was helping a brother out called Truthocracy. And he was the one that led me on this path, to be honest with you, that opened my eyes. So he got his channel taken down with over 50,000 subscribers. So I uploaded all his content to get him back, you know, to tell people to go over to his new channel. And then I sort of broke away after. And so that's why there's some other people's stuff. But what people got to understand is that the stuff actually on there is simply for what I've watched and listened to and picked up pieces to where I am now. But if they look, there is some of my content on there anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Go subscribe, Crosshatch. 100%. This guy is a legend. Yeah.
Right.
No,
I'm going to have.
that's the comment. But I'm going to go and head off, guys, if you don't mind, because I'm going to go and see my mum. And
Right.
yeah,
If you want to jump on Thursday night, I'm doing one tomorrow night. If you want to jump on and have a bit of crack, it's a bit of an open panel. If you want to jump
No,
on,
I don't take crack, but yeah.
sure. You try
And
it,
I don't sniff it either.
You have not tried it before.
No,
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I like
Gives you a
that
different
one.
reality. Just gives you a different
It's
reality.
funny
It's
though,
brilliant.
'cause, like, with me being an addict, yeah, whenever that word crack comes out, it's like,
Right, lads, I'm going to shoot on here. Good lads.
Right, yeah,
I'll
take care.
speak to you.
No problem.
Peace.
I'll definitely be there Thursday, Ronan.
Peace.
See you later, guys. God
See you
bless
later.
all.
Bye.